Stop donating out of guilt. Do this instead. Guilt giving feels good for a couple of minutes, but intentional giving positively impacts lives for years to come. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 190 of our Supersize Your Business Annual Challenge. All this month, we're talking about contribution, meaning how does your business interact with the community and the world at large? How does it make the world a better place? I guess that's the bottom line. So today we're talking about guilt giving. We're also going to, before we get into that, talk about the SOAP framework. The SOAP framework is a process that I started using intentionally during the COVID pandemic, teaching people how to deal with all the crazy challenges we were simultaneously in being impacted by as human beings. So I came up with this little framework, and really it was just the problem-solving, decision-making tool that I'd been using all along, but I made it a little more formal, and I named it SOAP because we were washing our hands, sanitizing everything, and jumping through just amazingly crazy hoops during that period, and I needed a way to feel better about it. So the S in our SOAP framework stands for story or situation. What is my current story or situation about an area of contribution that we want to improve for our business, or that I want to see us improve for one of my businesses? So we're going to ask ourselves, what is going on right now, and what is it that we want with respect to one area of contribution? I like to pick a problem area when I'm going through the SOAP framework because it's the fastest, easiest way to get to the root cause, identify the gap, and then fill the gap between where we are and where we want to be. And that's, to me, the faster we can do that as business owners and leaders in the world. Because if you're a business owner, you're automatically a leader. You need to accept the responsibility of being a leader and embrace that. And the vast majority of people don't. Sad but true. So share in the comments below that you've got it, or the challenge area of contribution that you're going to work on. I think mine is going to be to diversify my giving more. I just thought of that, but I think that's what mine's going to be, and what it'll be for my businesses as well. All right, let's hop into and talk about this whole topic of guilt giving. Is it a thing, or is it just something that somebody made up on online or in the world, or as a new vocabulary? It's kind of like buyer's remorse. Is it a real thing? Yeah, it's a way to describe a feeling that we have when we make a purchase that we somehow regret. Have you ever made a purchase that you somehow regret? Well, that's what giving out of guilt often feels like. People will give to a charity, and the biggest story that is not my own around this is the example of Alex Hormozi donating $1 million to charity. And I was actually at the event when he did that, and it wasn't until years later, actually just this last year, when he was interviewing Tony Robbins, that the topic of this came up. And I find it fascinating because at the time I'm like, man, this just feels off. There's some energetic mix, and I didn't identify it as an energetic mix. I just remember thinking, this just feels off. I mean, yeah, it's an awesome thing he did, but it doesn't feel like there's any emotional connection whatsoever to this action that people should be so excited and ecstatic about. I have got a new tickle in my throat thanks to the holidays and getting together with everybody. Germs galore, right? So I'd go hot to cold, cold to hot, and see if it helps. Okay. So that is an example, a public example outside of myself that a lot of people can relate to. If you don't know who Alex Hormozi is, never mind. Let's share another example. After I had my sudden cardiac arrest, that next year, there's a heart walk in Minneapolis. And I said, okay, I'm going to be part of this heart walk because I feel like I should contribute to an area where I had personal experience, because I'm a survivor of a heart event. Had a sudden cardiac arrest, died, came back, all of that. And so I got invested in helping out this organization. Now, it was during my cardiac rehab recovery. And so, was I thinking super clearly? Did I investigate the organization? Did I investigate anything about it? No, I just decided I'm going to do this thing. So I did the thing and was really disappointed because it was like another thing that the organization was just going through the motions of and wasn't really invested in it. Yeah, were some people excited about it? Sure. Were other people? Not so much. And so I got a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth about that particular experience. And so then I started to investigate the organization, and like so many causes out there that are supposedly raising lots of money for the cure for cancer, the cure for heart disease, making something better, that organization, which I'm not naming names, like so many others in the same category, are about getting as much money as they can and donating the absolute minimum to the cause to stay legally compliant with the guidelines for charitable giving and nonprofit organization status. And that's when I started to dig in and look into stuff, because when I get an idea, I dig in and really investigate and find out. And I realized that a lot of organizations, what they're actually spending the money on versus what they say they're going to collect and spend the money on and do, are not the same thing. So it's like when we do anything, we need to do our due diligence and look into it. And then we'll have less guilt giving to organizations like that or participating in activities that they do. Now, along those same lines, it's important for our businesses and for us that we choose to give to causes, whether it's our money or our skills or our expertise or our time and energy, that are in alignment with what we want to see happen in the world, right? And in alignment with our business. Personally, you can contribute and do whatever you want. But if it's something that's not lined up with your business and doesn't make sense to people, it will actually repel people if you publicize or announce in any way, shape, or form that you are contributing to certain charities, especially if it is charities or causes that your ideal clients absolutely do not support or are not interested in. So we always want to make sure there's a match between those things. So what are we going to do today about this? I'm going to share in the comments below one way that we're giving. And I challenge you to commit to giving 1% of your revenue to some sort of cause that your business cares about. There are organizations that give far, far more than that. There's organizations that give like 50% to the charity and the cause that they care about. And I think those are awesome and altruistic. I need a little more money than that to run on and live on, and to impact the people that I want to impact the most. But you get to decide what that is for you. So what are we doing? Excuse me. Sharing our story and situation, even if you just say, hey, I've got it done. I've got my challenge area picked out. I'd love if you'd share your challenge area, because I think it stimulates thinking and helps all of us to come up with better ideas. But it's up to you always. And then share one thing about today's topic. And do you think that, I never even heard of this, why are we talking about this? Or, oh yeah, I've done that. I've had giver's remorse. There's some causes I have no giver's remorse. The Epilepsy Foundation, as far as donating things to, they come to my house once a month and they pick up boxes and bags of things that I know other people will have more joy out of using than because I'm not even using it. And every single month I can do that. And I feel awesome about it, because it helps me to declutter my life and be more streamlined. And it helps the people that get the products and services to create a better life for themselves. Who knows what that ripple effect will be. All right, that's all I've got today. If I can help you in any way, ask. Feel free to join us in the Supersize Your Business free school community. It's where we go deep on some of these topics, as well as talk about ways to grow and scale and supersize your business, because that's what it's all about. All right, have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.